peace moves. Be kept informed. Major happenings in the political space and how it affects you. Watch Politics on Sunday.
Okay, it's World Environment Day, and of course it's the biggest international day for environment. Millions of people from governments, business, civil society, and education institutions participate annually to raise awareness and take actions on environmental issues, aiming to protect our planet's future.
Now, this year's theme, Our Land, Our Future, emphasizes the importance of restoring land, combating desertification, and enhancing resilience to drought. Currently, up to 40% of the world's land is degraded, impacting around 3.2 billion people globally due to desertification. Projections suggest that by 2050, over 3/4 of the world's population will be affected by drought.
Nigeria boasts of some of the richest floral land and faunal biodiversity in Africa. The World Environment Day, with the theme Land Restoration, Desertification and Drought Resilience, is taking place here, with experts seeking both local and global solutions. This will be done through mainstreaming climate change adaptation and resilience building measures into the nation's national development plans and policies, through promoting climate-smart agriculture and providing support to vulnerable communities in order to adapt to changing environmental conditions.
Our semi-arid and Sahel regions are characterized by land degradation, drought, and desertification, and in turn it encourages and also further destroys our environment and create poverty and food insecurity within the society.
Continuous advocacy engagements, public awareness campaigns, and climate actions, including education, is a vital angle which must bring every Nigerian on board, both young and old, to support government efforts and activities.
The benefit of Nigeria's biodiversity is estimated to be over $8 billion annually. Nigeria's Ministry of Environment says the benefit of investing in nature are enormous.
The World Economic Forum have found that nature-positive economy could generate up to 10.1 trillion USD in businesses every year and create 396 million jobs by 2030.
There is an additional return, dividend for the society, when we invest in a better management of our ecosystem.
Tree planting campaigns remain key to restoring the land and improving Nigeria's forest cover.
Focus area of NSPC Foundation is to undertake impactful and sustainable initiatives on environment.
With the launch of these climate justice youth ambassadors and other initiatives, experts say measures will continue to be implemented in order to restore degraded landscapes, promote sustainable land management practices, and enhance the resilience of communities to drought and desertification in Nigeria.
Now joining us is the climate advocate Evelyn Ogbe, who joins us to speak more on this. Hello, Ms. Evelyn.
Hey, good morning.
Morning.
Happy to be here.
Okay, so let's start this way. World Environment is here again, and of course, do we have reasons to celebrate this? With most nations largely grappling with the effects of climate change, do we really have to do this?
Okay, good morning. Thank you for having me on the show. So, of course, World Environment Day dated back as early as 1973, where the United Nations recognized the need to celebrate the World Environment Day. So, the issue is not just about environmental degradation, and all of the disasters that happened around the environment, there are still some gains to celebrate. Several years ago in Nigeria, there was no climate change commission. But now there is a climate change commission. The bill was deliberated at the National Assembly and eventually passed. That shows some level of commitment to tackling environmental issues, and that shows some level of progress in terms of tackling environmental issues. So yes, it is important to celebrate the World Environment Day, to recommit stakeholders, government, development partners, civil society organizations, and the public at large to recommit our effort to protecting the environment. So as much as the challenges are there, it's also important to celebrate the gains and inspire more environmental resilience actions.
Well, so this year's theme, is focused on desertification, drought, and land degradation. So, Evelyn, I'm considering a lot of things in my head, and I'm wondering, how can we do more to tackle this? Because there is the climate change issue, but I also feel that there are a lot of human, factors also that we're doing not to treat the lands better. So, how can we do better to tackle these various problems?
Yes, thank you for that. So in your opening, you even mentioned that about 40% of the land is degraded. That's a United Nations, is data from the United Nations Convention to combat desertification. So yes, there's so much to do. Typically and traditionally, tree planting, yes, is one of the ways to go. But what kind of trees are we planting? Usually the focus in Nigeria is around economic trees. Are these trees drought resistant? So yes, tree planting, but strategic tree planting is also very important. In addition to that is sustainable agriculture. As you know, the Nigerian economy thrives on agriculture. So are we practicing agriculture sustainably? For example, are we opting for local-based and organic options? For example, like the fertilizers we use, it contributes a lot to soil degradation. Are we supporting use of organic fertilizers, use of organic pesticides? Look within our environment. There are organizations who are working on local-based solutions, such as the neem pesticides. The neem plant is everywhere, every nook and cranny in Nigeria. So, using this kind of local-based and sustainable solutions is also very important to reinforce or support sustainable agriculture. Then very close to that is the aspect of women inclusion in sustainable land management. Bulk of the land in Nigeria is owned by men. There's a gender lens to it. If women have secured land rights, their capacities are enhanced on sustainable agriculture. I think it will also contribute immensely to supporting land restoration. Then very close to that is also the need to involve the private sector. Some of these local-based solutions, how do we have more research entities build up on these solutions, amplify, and have the private sector also invest so these solutions are homegrown and also contribute to sustainable land restoration and at large sustainable development. So tree planting is the way to go, sustainable agriculture is the way to go, and also inclusion of women in land management as well as private sector investment in sustainable agriculture solutions is also a key recommendation.
Okay, so you already answered the question I wanted to ask, because I wanted to talk about how best can we increase, do better in protecting our planet. But let me ask you this. Human-induced environment damage is escalating at a very high rate, with serious consequences such as climate change, ecosystem loss, and land desertification. How can the current generation, of course, protect the environment and restore land and nature to their natural state? How do we do that?
I think it has to do a lot with a mindset, investment in orientation and a mindset change. This generation, particularly Gen Z generation, is raised in a quick fix kind of attitude. So, what's programs around mindset change, around reorientation should be prioritized. For example, I hear a climate from the report. I hear a climate ambassadors and environmental restoration network. We want to see more government program priorities focus on enlightening youths, changing the mindset of the next generation. We also want to see a situation where donor funding are also prioritizing youth-based organizations, supporting their local solutions to environmental conservation and building resilience of communities. So yes, investment in the young generation through youth-based solutions, through public budgets, so through donor funding is also important to achieve youth inclusion in environmental restoration.
All right. So we're told that one of the ways of healing our lands is, each and every one of us planting trees. So during the build up to this very great day, I was just thinking, because I live in a place where everywhere is locked, and so if I had made up my mind to plant a tree, I would not know how to do that. But beyond planting the trees, and if we're saying that there's desertification, the lands are not producing or as healthy as they would be, how would planting trees help? Because maybe understanding these things could actually encourage people. Yeah.
Typically, this is very practical. When you want to park your car, most people struggle to park their cars under a tree. That shows that there is some sort of benefit alluded to tree planting. One, trees also act as windbreaks. If you notice in climes where trees are planted, there tends to be reduction in erosion. Trees also have a way of providing some sort of succor to the environment in areas where compare the core north and part of the middle belt. You can see the difference. The difference is very clear in terms of the weather. During the heat waves, people are literally dying. But with the presence of trees, with trees being planted, it serves as a succor to the environment. If you go to Katsina State, that's Katsina State, the capital of Katsina, it is quite the environment.
All right, of course, that's a break in transmission.
Well, of course, Evelyn I think she had made the key point. Tree signifies life and it gives shade. So I don't know if you did plants this week, but I would do my bit to plant.
I'll try as well. All right, we'll go on a break. When we come back is World Brain Tumor Day. We'll talk more about this after this break.
Life is politics. In Nigeria, almost every part of our lives is touched by the politics we play. Governance, legislative matters,